We are in the beautiful hills of Budapest, Hungary, on the famous street Lóczy Lajos. The reason why the Pikler Institute was commonly known as Lóczy. I would like to take you inside the Pikler House and show you around. Come join me. Let's go inside. Hola, Teresa.
Hola, ¿qué tal?
Qué gusto.
¿Cómo estás, Elsa?
Bien. What are you doing here?
Well, I'm coming here for a course.
I would love to have a conversation with you.
¿Estamos aquí?
I would like to introduce you to Dr Teresa Godal from the University of Barcelona. We've known each other for 15 years, and I'm very excited to have her here to tell us a little bit about what interests her about the Pikler pedagogy. You have decades of experience, Teresa, yet you are here to learn more. Tell me about that.
Well, the first, I think it's a pleasure, but more than that, I think the most important is which is the basis, the fundament, something that is very difficult to keep it on. And so I need the specialists in the daily life. They work with the infants, they know, and I need to talk and to learn about them.
You're also here for the scientific committee?
Yes, next April.
And your role in the scientific committee, can you tell us about that?
Well, the first of all is to be a big structure and to looking for the specialists around the world and make a very big and interesting symposium. Yeah.
A small little home here, the Pikler House, and yet experts from around the world come to learn and also to share what they have learned.
It seems that everything is very small, but it's a deep and very big. So I think it's very important. The details are very important.
The details. So what countries do you expect will be coming to the International Symposium in April?
From everywhere. I mean Australia, China, America, the net of South America, and in Europe. It's all the countries in Europe know the Pikler, and they know the principles of Pikler, and they want to learn more. Yeah.
If you were to define in a few words, what is the Pikler pedagogy, or what are the principles? Would you be able to give me a small summary?
Well, this is very difficult because all the people say respect, and everybody thinks that respect children. But I think it's for that reason we need to come back again and again, because there are words can be empty, or there are very strange, specific care for the infants, and with the movement. For me, the movement of children that can follow these principles, parents, professionals, and family in general, there has an harmony in the body, and there's more freedom inside and outside. But it's very difficult to define.
When Dr. Pikler founded the residential nursery in 1946, she broke from the typical way of being with children. Dr. Pikler first made structural and design changes to the residential nursery. She made sure that every room had direct access to the garden, allowing children the many opportunities to sense beauty, discover, experiment, and play outdoors. Dr. Pikler believed that it was optimal when daytime play was complemented with outdoor play.
We are now inside the Emmi Pikler Daycare Center. The children are outside taking their nap, and we're going to have a chance to say hello to the nurses. Hello, Valika. Hello, Fruji. It's nice to see you.
Valika is one of the caregivers trained by Dr. Pikler herself. And aside from currently working at the Pikler Daycare Center, she is also a mentor trainer for her colleagues. Personal relationships become personal by having the same caregivers continuously caring for the same child. This stability gives way to a healthy attachment only if the child and caregiver can really come to know each other. For children, consistency gives them a sense of order that allows them to develop trust and feel secure. Thanks to the element of predictability, they can count on their needs being met and feel joy in their relationship. Indeed, the caregivers at the Pikler Institute and now at the Pikler Daycare Center remain peaceful because they have had thorough training, a vital part of the Pikler program.
Now I would like to invite you upstairs where they conduct research and where they host the international seminars. Please join me inside. We are now on the first floor where the pedagogues have their offices. There are also 2 rooms where they host the seminars and parent consultations as well. Hi. And now I'd like to invite you to the famous terrace that we've seen in many photos and in many of the Pikler films. This was the terrace where the babies would sleep.
If all conditions were adequate, babies and young children would not only play outdoors during the day, but also have their afternoon naps. It is ideal to have a space for their cribs where they are protected from direct sunlight, rain, or snow. The idea is to offer children an opportunity to spend as much time outdoors during the day as possible.
Bueno, pues gracias por permitirme entrar a su espacio y por quedarse un ratito más tarde. ¿Cómo les fue con Ana?
Máximo.
¿De qué fue el tema?
La relación entre el movimiento libre y la educación no violenta, la no violencia en la educación.
Ajá. ¿Ya han estado aquí antes?
Sí.
¿Todas?
Sí.
O sea, es un nivel avanzado.
Sí.
Ah, ok. Ustedes ya tienen gran experiencia. Sin embargo, han venido aquí varias veces y siguen viniendo.
Y seguiremos viendo.
A ver, ¿por qué? Eso es lo que nos interesa saber. Compartan con el mundo por qué siguen regresando.
Bueno, creo que porque cada uno lo tiene que adaptar al propio lugar de donde proviene. Transformarlo en la vida cotidiana de tu propio espacio, de tu propio país o donde trabajas.
¿Tú de dónde eres?
Yo soy argentina, pero vivo en Italia. Quien piensa o quien lee un libro a veces es muy fácil, bueno, me compro el cambiador o la escalera y ya hago Pikler, ¿no? Y no, es perder de vista el concepto, ¿no? Que creo que es la parte más difícil de capturar.
Y eso se captura aquí. O sea,
y eso se captura reflexionando en estos momentos de decir, a ver, detalles.
Yo creo que lo difícil para personas que no hemos crecido en un contexto Pikler es desmontar, deconstruir nuestra propia historia de cuidados y de educación para reconstruir un modelo de estas características, porque los tics, las costumbres nos llevan a... ¿no? Y luego el contexto también es diferente, dependiendo de dónde vamos y de dónde somos, pero yo creo que lo más difícil es reeducarnos a reconstruir la propia... porque es muy diferente, muy diferente.
Te enriqueces de sus propias experiencias y a la vez te reconectas con la esencia, ¿no? Bebes de las fuentes, como decía Elena, te lo metes en vena, ¿no? y esa sangre va fluyendo y va creando nuevas cosas, vas perfeccionando, aparte también tus propias aportaciones, de tus propios trabajos, de tus propias investigaciones. Yo creo que nos nutren a todas unas a otras, ¿no? Que es lo más importante, ¿no? Crecer, intentar llevar esto a lo máximo.
¿Tú trabajas directamente con niños
Sí.
o con adultos?
Con niños.
Ajá.
0-3, sí.
Pero es algo que engancha, ¿no? Es lo que ha dicho ella también, ¿no? Que vienes por primera vez. Yo, desde luego, la primera vez que vine era algo que era mi meta, quería hacerlo, ¿no? Llegar aquí y decir, bueno, ya estoy aquí. Pero cuando salí dije, tengo que volver. Y cada vez que salgo de aquí, pues pienso en que tengo que volver, pues no solamente porque es algo que lo pueda tener mitificado, no sé si es la palabra adecuada, pero sí porque cada vez que vengo me llena más y siento que necesito también seguir aprendiendo más también, no solamente es porque aprendí esa vez, sino que me abre otra cosa para volver a necesitar, volver para seguir aprendiendo.
Sí, esos pequeños detalles que ellas dicen, hasta los más pequeños detalles. Y es que la perfección no existe, aunque ellas lo proponen, ¿no? Como nos acaba de decir Ana. No es perfecto esto.
¿Cómo que no?
Pero es verdad, porque yo creo que a mí lo que siempre me ha sorprendido muchísimo y me sigue sorprendiendo es y volver a empezar. Y hay que volver a empezar. Y no importa, hay que volver a empezar. Y yo creo que ese volver a empezar también te hace mucho más respetuoso, más consciente de tus límites, y a mí personalmente me está dando una calidad de vida que yo no hubiera pensado que me hubiera podido dar a mí personalmente, y más allá de mi profesión y más allá de mi... Yo creo que eso es algo que muy pocas formaciones en cuestiones educativas ofertan, ¿no?
Y es admirable que ustedes sigan regresando y sigan aprendiendo, porque eso además también demuestra mucha humildad de su parte. Es muy lindo que quieran seguir regresando y queremos que sigan regresando.
Claro, es que es inevitable, porque si estamos hablando de ti, ¿no? Del proceso de construcción como persona de uno mismo en relación con los niños o con los otros, eso no se acaba. Claro. Eso es un camino que continúa. Exacto. Y continúa y continúa, ¿no? De tomar conciencia de uno mismo, eso no se acaba.
Sí, y además, ¿sabes? Aquí cada vez siguen evolucionando, probando las nuevas teorías, de alguna manera cambiando o modificando cómo hacían las cosas, entonces siempre se puede aprender algo nuevo, precisamente porque siguen haciendo la investigación.
A mí una de las cosas que más me llama la atención, aparte de todo lo que es el tema de formación como tal, es venir aquí y encontrarme personas tan grandes, para mí, ¿no? Desde mi punto de vista, que explican todo esto con tanta sencillez y tanta cercanía, y siempre viéndote como un profesional, como un compañero, no como en una posición
diferente. Bueno, no existiría la coherencia, ¿no? Si
bueno, pero
así,
esto se da, no sé, las compañeras que dirán, pero desde sentirte siempre que eres compañera, sentir siempre que esta mirada de compañera, de querer escuchar, de querer saber qué vas a decir, qué puedes explicar, esto no me lo he encontrado en ningún sitio.
¿Sabes qué? Es muy cierto, y precisamente en el curso que terminó el viernes compartimos lo mismo, y alguna de mis reflexiones siempre ha sido que ellos son consistentes con los adultos como son con los niños. ¿Y qué pasa en el espacio de juego? Te dejan experimentar, te dejan tomar la iniciativa y te tienen confianza cuando eres un niño. Y al mismo tiempo, como adulto que vienes a aprender, te tienen la confianza, te dejan, como dices tú, hablar como colega, como estás a la par. Entonces, eso es hermoso, ver realmente la consistencia, y efectivamente no se da en muchos lados.
Pero luego te hacen la pregunta,
y hacen la pregunta, y me toca a veces estar con Ana. ¿Oíste la respuesta de tal persona? Sí, le atinó. O sea que sí te están poniendo atención.
Sí, o sea pero también como con
sin
los
ningún
niños.
Juicio.
Pero yo creo que la clave, yo desde luego he tenido la suerte de dar con una serie de claves de este trabajo, y es la participación. O sea, la educadora Pikler está permanentemente buscando la participación del bebé, del niño pequeño, ¿no? Lo más interesante es que a nosotros también nos hacen participar precisamente para que nos entendamos a nosotras mismas, e incluso en muchos casos también cambiemos el proceso. Sí, ya está, ya lo he entendido, ¿no? Que tenía ahí un interrogante o que no lo hacía bien, ¿no? Entonces, y claro, es una manera no violenta, por eso te sientes bien, porque es que estás, ¿no? entre algodones.
Pues muchas gracias por compartir sus observaciones, por permitirnos aquí las cámaras que entraran a su espacio. Gracias. Yo voy a estar en la semana sin cámaras, pero voy a estar y me encantaría seguir platicando con ustedes. ¿Ok? Que tengan linda tarde. Gracias. I'd like to introduce you to two of my dear friends that are early childhood specialists that are here doing observations at the Pikler House. Liz from the United States and Peta from Australia. So what keeps you coming back? You're already experts. I'd like to know, what keeps you coming back to the Pikler House?
Well, I love coming back here apart from the fact you have the opportunity to come to Budapest, which is an incredibly beautiful city. And there's something that's so special about being in the Pikler House. And you notice it as soon as you walk through the door. It just has this amazing feeling and atmosphere. And every time I come here, I meet other professionals who are very interested in infants and toddlers, as I am. So I get to be amongst my people. And I get to talk, we get to learn and discuss about infants and toddlers all day, every day, for 5 days. And I can't do that anywhere else because a lot of people don't find it as interesting as we do. And so, yeah, I just really love it. And also, every time I come here, I learn so much more. And the knowledge and skills that I've acquired from being in Pikler and in my other trainings as well just gets deeper and deeper. And I feel that it really transforms my understanding at a different level every time.
And it's such a sacrifice, I would think, at the same time, because you have 5 children and your husband.
Yeah, so it's hard on the husband and the family.
And you have the families that you take care of.
Yeah.
Tell me about the program that you run there for parents. How do you take this information and apply it to your work area in Australia?
Well, because I have a Montessori background, I find that my Montessori training has been very strong on preparing beautiful environments and showing children, giving presentations to children. But the work and what I've learned here is more about me as an adult and how I am with the children. And I hope, and that special Pikler way of being with them. And I hope that through the experience I've had and the transformation it's brought in me, that the people I work with notice that and I can be really a role model for them.
That's beautiful, Peta. Thank you so much for doing that and for coming back. Thank you.
We love coming back.
Mm-hmm. You've made great friends too.
Yeah.
I think we're all like a family now.
Yeah, I think so.
It's like a family reunion every time we get together.
Yeah, I think when you sit in the seminars with each other and, you know, we think so deeply about these different, not really concepts, but the approach of slowing down, of really observing, and we discuss the different ideas that we really do get closer to each other in the seminar. And we hear each other's viewpoints and consider each other's viewpoints. And together with our teachers, who are the psychologists and the caregivers and the people who work here and train us, you know, with the trainers and our colleagues, we come together to create what we learn, basically. You know, and we're, I don't know, I think that one of the things that impresses me so much every time I come is how thoughtful they are here, and historically how thoughtful, how really deeply thoughtful they have been about every single detail that has to do with a young child, and it continues on. They continue to be thoughtful because the program will make changes based on what they observe in the children, and that's something we can learn new each time, is what has shifted.
Yeah. So. And I find as well that the way they present the information to us, especially in the lectures with Anna, she's masterful at leading the discussion and the conversation in a way, and the experiments and experiences that we have in a way that she's not telling us what she wants us to hear, but she leads it in a way that we come to that realization ourselves. And that's such a profound learning, and that's something that I try to emulate then when I go home. Obviously I'm not as skillful as Anna Tardos, but it really gives me the idea that I try to create an environment and a space where the parents can come to these understandings and view their child through my eyes, but in their own way. So yeah, and that's something I've never experienced anywhere else. Often the learning is all about the intellectual ideas, and this is how you see it, and this is how it is, and it's all very much in your mind. And here it starts in the mind, but it really ends up here. And it's evident not just, so it's even in the way they teach us, it's not just the way they are with the children. I feel like everyone gets the same experience.
Yeah.
They treat all of their colleagues the same way. It's just an amazing, amazing place.
So what would you say to new students that would want to come and study here? Why would it be important for them to invest on a trip all the way to Budapest, to come to the Pikler House and be here? What would you tell them?
It's totally worth it because it will change your life. It will change the way you view, that you see young children and infants. It will change the way that you even interact with yourself, but certainly with your colleagues. It's profound. You know, the first time I came, I saw films of infants moving in such fluid, graceful, connected ways. And I'm a trained movement therapist, dance movement therapist, and I had never seen babies move like that. And I forgot that the films of these babies, that these were the orphaned babies. These were babies with trauma, with, you know, without parents. And here they were with just bursting with well-being and with this beautiful movement and these exquisite relationships with caregivers. And I think when you see that and take it in, it can make a monumental shift. And I've never been the same since in my viewing of children.
And it's also a lot of fun.
It's also a lot of fun.
That's the other part, is it's
also a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So we invite
Yes.
more students to
Come.
Come.
It's the best thing you'll ever do.
Have you encountered any obstacles with trying to share this information with the parents that you work with, the professionals that you work with?
Well, mostly I find that the parents are open, eager to take up. They're looking for help when they come to my class. They're looking for an idea, and I actually have to work really hard not to give them the answer, but as Pita said, to help them find the answer by giving them the approach, so that they can observe their own child, this child in front of them, to find the answer to their parenting questions. Now, working with colleagues, yes, I was so inspired when I first came back, and I assumed everyone else would be, you know, yes, absolutely, yes, yes, yes. So I think I felt like a missionary, and what I've learned over the years is working with colleagues. My colleagues can possibly become defensive because me bringing them this great new approach, which is to them is a new approach, might feel to them like I'm telling them what they're doing now is not valid. So I've learned over the years to do the same with colleagues, that I bring this and they can take it up if they like, and that I have to work on my zeal and missionary spirit to just say this is a valid and beautiful approach, and they will come to it as they can and not push it on them.
And I think
Answers.
And I think that reflects exactly what this approach is about. Not imposing, but respecting. It's an invitation.
Yeah.
Like Dr. Pikler's hands. You're offering, but it's a half-finished gesture. If you want it, it's here, and then you decide. And so I think that's that dialogue that's so beautiful that you're having with your colleagues. Because there are many ways to the top of the mountain.
Yeah.
This is one of them,
Yeah.
and we love it. but it's not always easy to share it. So thank you for wanting to keep growing and wanting to keep investing your time and your resources to come to the Pikler House.
Can't imagine not coming.
Thank you.
Bye, Elsa.
Bye.
Thank you.
See you next year.
See you next time.
And that was a typical day at the Pikler House.